Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
She's not feeling too good, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to have Geeky. Not that she's going to pass away or anything, but like that she might not be able to do it.
He gave me what he had.
I did. It's like we live in the same house or something.
Yeah.
So she's got my crud, and we're going to talk. So she might be gone after today. I don't know.
I'm trying. I'm trying to defeat it.
Defeat the crud.
I'm gonna kick its ass. Anyway, continue.
Let's talk about the situation here. Gotta give a hat tip to our friend Sarah. Sent this over. This is David Wald, who's a voice actor, an English dub actor for Crunchyroll, and apparently, Crunchyroll has been opening his mail and distributing the stuff that fans were sending to him to their own employees.
Wow.
This is really weird. Now I've got a couple anecdotes here, but I mean it's pretty shitty. I think.
Well, it's illegal. I can't think it's legal. I mean, I would say that's illegal. You're not supposed to open people's mail.
Yeah, well, he's not happy, and there were people that were like, "Yeah, we sent you a bunch of stuff," and they're like, "Yeah, they would just like leave it in the lounge or whatever." I mean, I don't think
it's and he does clarify he doesn't think it's the employee's fault. He thinks that they were just told it was free stuff. He doesn't think that they necessarily knew.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were in on it or anything.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Just kind of it's making the rounds right now, and since we've been talking anime and voice actors and stuff, it's just kind of an interesting anecdote. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so a couple places are covering. Not a lot of people are covering this.
Why would Crunchyroll think it's okay to do that? So I don't understand. Like, what would make you think, okay, this guy got mail, or girl, or whoever got mail, I'm just going to open it and give it away, all the stuff that they got sent to everybody else. Like, why would you think that was fine?
Yeah, I don't know, because it might be a case of their company policy is whatever mail comes to the mailroom gets opened to make sure it's not like a living thing or white powder or whatever, and then we just kind of like distribute whatever. But yeah, he's pretty well known. I think he was Master Chief on the one animated series they did, or the animated thing they did. I don't really follow English voice actors that much these days, but he's been in a lot of different things, right? So this is what he said. And there are some anecdotes here, because a lot of animation people don't get their mail anyway. He said, "Dear friends, if you sent me anything care of FUNimation or Crunchyroll in the last for 5 years, I apologize. I didn't get it. I learned yesterday. The Crunchyroll opened my private mail, threw away your letters, and passed out any included items to their staff."
Wow.
And he's actually got an example here of some of the stuff that got sent to him. And somebody actually said that was ours. He said, "Dear fellow workers at Crunchyroll, below is a photo of the complete contents of one of the packages addressed to me that was opened and distributed to our employees. If you ended up in possession of any of it, I'd very much like it returned to me." So somebody sent him a package with all the, the stickers and stuff. Is actually pretty cute. And this is Val. Pumpkin Bun says, "I'm sorry, our Adam Dirt Zine care package did not reach you. It's incredible that your personal mail was mishandled like this. I hope people do the right thing and the items find their way back to you." He said, "I'm livid about it. Thankfully, somebody gave me the Dirt Zine and the Bad Adams book yesterday, which they found on the company giveaway table. The giveaway table. Hope the rest comes back soon."
Yeah, and they said the workers seriously opened. He said, "I assume the workers just took stuff they were told was free," because they said they had a giveaway table.
So FUNimation got closed, and now everything is Crunchyroll branded because they did the merger sale thing with Sony, right? So he said 5 years. This predates that. So we're talking like back to 2019, 2018, that anything that you sent to him got opened, and then they just gave the stuff away.
That's just messed up. That's just really not okay. There's Elvic.
There's Elvic. Hey, Elvic. Said, this person here said you need to take legal action against the management. Elvic says if he has any evidence they did it, he should definitely take action. Flo here says, "I hope your items are returned to you. It's never cool and it's illegal. 18 USC section 1702 to open mail that doesn't belong to you." Now, the out, though.
Yeah, it probably came via the company.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too. If it came via the company and it was like you're sending it to him, but you went through the company's address or whatever, technically they can probably open it. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm thinking if it came to their address for that person.
Yeah, because they're like, if it goes to FUNimation
Well, Crunchyroll this
or
time.
Crunchyroll or whatever it was, care of David Wald. Then they're going to say, well, it was sent to.
Well, if it comes to them, it came to their address. Either way, it came to
Yeah.
Crunchyroll's address. So they're going to say they had the right to inspect the mail.
And that might actually, I'm going to be honest, in this case, I don't agree with what they did, but that might actually be company policy. It might be buried in the handbook or something that like any mail that comes into the
but that might be that they open it, but that doesn't explain why they're giving it away to other people.
No, I think that's
the problem. It's like they might have to open it because of company policy. The problem isn't that. The problem is instead of giving the mail to the people, they turned around and then apparently gave it away to the employees, and that doesn't mean the employees were in on it or anything. They just were told that it was, hey, there's some free stuff you can have.
People were saying it's mail fraud. It's mail fraud. Again, is it shit? It's absolute shit. Is it mail fraud? If it was addressed to Funimation or Crunchyroll, probably not, technically.
Well, see, back when I joke about like how they named the Star Wars character after me, and what happened was I used to write to the authors. If I liked their books, I'd write them and tell them how much I liked their books. And this is back, when they were doing Star Wars books in the 90s and stuff. And I was a kid, and they would send the letters on to the authors, and a lot of times they'd write me back because it wasn't like a lot of people were writing them. It wasn't today. I didn't know who to send it to, so I'd send it to the publishing company, for him or her, or care of the publishing company. But every time I wrote a letter, they did respond, and they did give them the letter, but that was back then.
Yeah, so, and this person here brings up, I have another anecdote here about the animation industry, but Gabriel Flood says, unless there's some vendetta against you personally from someone in their mailroom staff, I can't imagine this egregious act of personal and professional violation was confined to your private property alone.
That's what I'm like. Is there anybody else that had this situation?
Right. So it might be that
That's what I was wondering too.
So there is actually a precedent for this, because I remember being a huge Transformers fan. There was an interview with Peter Cullen, and he was talking about how he never realized Optimus Prime meant so much to kids, to people. And the reason he never realized it, because he thought he was just like kind of, talking into the microphone. It was going into the void. We didn't have the internet back then. And, they wrote Optimus Prime, or tried to write Optimus Prime out of the show with the movie. They killed him off because his toy was being discontinued, right? So that's why they killed him. The main character.
To this day, I never understood that logic.
That was the dumbest. And then they had to bring him back because parents were so pissed off.
So were kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was like real quick. It was like, oh, shit, we can't do that. But this is before the internet, right? So he had no idea until years later, I guess it turned out. To the animation company, and they never gave it to him.
See, that's so sad, because I'd want that mail. Like, if it was me, I'd want to see it. Like, I'd want to read the letters, especially from kids, And I would probably respond to them and stuff too, but I'd want to see that. It would mean a lot to somebody. And when I was a teacher, this isn't the same thing, obviously, because I was a teacher, but kids would always bring me like little letters or little art pieces they draw me and things like that. And I kept a lot of them. I actually have it somewhere in a folder because, it means a lot when you know that people appreciate what you do, and then especially when they're little kids. That would break my heart if I knew it all existed and I never got to even see it.
We do mail openings here. We've done them a couple of times.
We haven't done it in a long time, guys.
We haven't done it in a long time.
We can't keep up.
And again, thank you so much, for those of you who sent mail. But that particular mailbox, we don't check it very often anymore. But we had a P.O. box set up to do that. But that would be my recommendation, is if you're a voice actor or just anybody that, you have a P.O. box set up that you only have. And that's at the post
Or you have
office.
somebody, you have somebody that can go get it. Yeah, because then, that's also, it could be scary too. But
that's a whole, we had some incidents there too. But, in this case, I don't know. I think it's absolutely shitty. I think this is probably not limited to just him.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably not, and that's so disrespectful to the fans too, because
But it's also, again, there is precedent for this, and I think that their out will probably be that it came to the company. Yeah, it was addressed to you, but it came to the company.
It happened to you when you were working on the Gemstone Disney books. You found out,
and I got some fan mail, and I didn't even know anything about it. And I think part of it is...
You never even got the seat. You never got it.
I never got the actual letter. I had they didn't have my home address.
Which we don't want.
Thank God. But like they said that they really enjoyed my work, and it was nice to hear. It was, but I was just kind of like, this has always kind of been the case with entertainment, and part of it, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think part of it is a liability thing. I think they don't want to be, and the other part of it is just companies being companies. We don't want you to get a swelled head and start asking for more money.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you don't want someone to get something harmful, then you open it in the mailroom and then you make sure they get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at least, thank goodness, when I wrote the letters to the Star Wars authors, the publishing companies made sure that they got it.
They probably passed it on to their management people.
Yeah, well, they were kind enough to make sure that the authors got the information, which I am very glad about, because I was a kid and I wanted to write letters, and you tell somebody. Back then we didn't have social media, and if you liked their work, I wanted to tell them so.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. There's probably a bunch of people that are just sending him stuff that, hey, we really, I don't know. People were all like, sue, sue, sue. And I'm like, if that's the case, then there are decades of people getting fan mail going to the company or the studio or the publisher.
But technically, it was sent to them. If it was sent to their company address, it technically was sent to them. I don't know how it works.
I'm not a lawyer.
But it's really crappy. And the fact that they didn't give it to him and just gave all this stuff away for free to other people, that's even more crappy.
I'm just thinking,
I know. I was looking at that. I
just saw this. I'm like,
I just saw it too, and I was like, wait, what?
Twist the knob. Open them up. But yeah, who wouldn't want this? Who wouldn't want this on their door? But somebody went to a lot of trouble, obviously, to put this together for them. And so there we go, guys. Another Crunchyroll FUNimation scandal, voice actor scandal. And you know what their response will probably be?
You probably get one. I was say, yeah.
I'm not even kidding. And it's not to be. We have the perfect solution. We'll just AI them.
That's exactly what I think is probably going to happen. That's exactly
what's going to happen. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt. On our website, you'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.